Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Gloria Ledoux on the CU Compliance Connection by League Infosight. In this video, we are going to review the Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council's, or FFIEC's, revisions to the Consumer Compliance Rating System. First, we'll talk about why the FFIEC made changes to their Consumer Compliance Rating System. Then we'll review the 5-level rating scale. And to wrap up the FFIEC's changes, we'll discuss the actual rating system categories and assessment factors. Then, to close it all out, we will review what the CFPB considers to be an effective compliance management system. With more directed examiner focus on consumer compliance issues, this is a great opportunity for credit unions to review this video and see how their current compliance management system stacks up. The FFIEC is updating the Consumer Compliance Rating System on behalf of its members, which includes the NCUA. The Consumer Compliance Rating System was established in 1980, so you can imagine, with all the changes that have occurred since then, it was time the system was updated. In a nutshell, the Consumer Compliance Rating System is a supervisory policy for evaluating financial institutions' adherence to consumer compliance requirements. So, this is something that is going to be used by the NCUA, by the CFPB, the FDIC, etc. Examiners will use this rating system to evaluate credit unions on compliance factors and then assign them a consumer compliance rating. This review is going to be risk-based and tailored to the size, complexity, and risk profile of each credit union. The Consumer Compliance Rating System should emphasize the importance of a credit union's compliance management system, which will be how your credit union manages consumer compliance risk, how your credit union supports compliance, and how your credit union prevents consumer harm. All credit unions should maintain an effective compliance management system. The sophistication and formality of that program will increase with the size, the complexity, and the risk profile of your credit union. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the last few slides. The Consumer Compliance Rating System is going to be based on a numeric scale, 1 through 5. 1 is going to represent the highest rating and consequently the lowest degree of supervisory concern. 5 will then, of course, be the lowest rating and the most critically deficient level of performance and highest degree of supervisory concern. We've detailed out in this slide the definitions of the various ratings for your review. The Consumer Compliance Rating System is organized under 3 categories: Board and Management Oversight, Compliance Program, and Violations of Law and Consumer Harm. The first 2, the Board and Management Oversight and the Compliance Program, will assess the credit union's compliance management system and will be based on the credit union's size, complexity, and risk profile. Examiners will be weighing factors such as the root cause, severity, and duration, and pervasiveness for the violations of law and consumer harm. We have also outlined the assessment factors for each category. Starting with the Board and Management Oversight, you will see that it is critical for the credit union's compliance management system to be able to assist in identifying potential areas of concern for consumer compliance with a plan for corrective action. Under the review of the compliance program, the examiner will be assessing additional elements of the credit union's compliance management system, including the adequacy of policies and procedures, compliance training, and the sufficiency of how the credit union is monitoring for compliance, and how the credit union responds, what their process is for consumer complaints. Examiners will be looking deeply into potential violations of the law. Under the root cause, they are going to be looking for all the weaknesses in the compliance management system that gave rise to this violation. Severity will weigh the type of consumer harm, if any, that resulted from the violation. Duration will assess the length of time over which the violations occurred. Obviously, those that persist over an extended period of time will raise greater supervisory concern. They will also be looking at violations that may have been brought to the attention of management, and if management allowed those violations to remain unaddressed. Pervasiveness evaluates the extent of the violations and resulting consumer harm, if there was any. Examiners will be looking at how many consumers were impacted and if the violation is widespread or in multiple products or services. So you now have the 12 assessment factors the examiners will be using under each category. Take some time to look at the definitions associated with the 1 to 5 numeric ratings. This will give your credit union an idea of where your rating may end up. Keep in mind that numeric ratings are not assigned to each factor. The examiners will be giving you one comprehensive overall rating. Obviously, they're going to place greater weight on your material products and services that have the potential for more significant consumer compliance risk and harm. So now we know that examiners are going to be looking at the credit union's compliance management system. But what should that system look like? Although the CFPB's supervisory authority will only touch those credit unions that are over $10 billion in assets, we can still look at their examination manual for guidance on what their expectation for a compliance management system is in the entities that they supervise. So first and foremost, in the CFPB's examination manual and in the Consumer Compliance Rating System, having a compliance management system that is integrated into the overall framework for product design, delivery, and administration is critical. Basically, compliance needs to be a part of the entire product and service lifecycle. Compliance should also be a part of day-to-day responsibilities of management and employees. Issues should be self-identified, and corrective actions should be initiated promptly. With all that being said, the CFPB indicates that a compliance management system is really how a supervised entity establishes compliance responsibilities, communicates those responsibilities to employees, ensures that responsibilities for meeting legal requirements and internal policies are incorporated into business processes, reviews operations to ensure responsibilities are carried out and legal requirements are met, and takes corrective action and updates tools and systems and materials as necessary. The CFPB goes on to say that in order for your compliance management system to be effective, you really need 4 interdependent control components: board and management oversight, compliance program, responses to complaints, and compliance audit. Does that look familiar? It should. It's almost the same for the organization of the Consumer Compliance Rating System. The CFPB goes on to say that when all 4 of these components are strong and well coordinated, a credit union should be successful at managing its compliance responsibilities and tasks. So how does your credit union stack up? Do you address all of these components in your compliance management system? If it looks like your credit union may be falling short, or you may need help to strengthen your compliance management system, make sure to reach out to your league or association to see how they can assist. Thank you again for joining me at the CU Compliance Connection, and stay tuned for future broadcasts on issues that affect your credit union. We are here to help you at the CU Compliance Connection by League Infosite.